Taoist Master Whitestone stood resolute, his eyes narrowing with intense focus as he approached the ice block containing Liu Shi. He waved his hand, releasing the Black Corpse Soul Corruption Bane, a vile concoction, dark as the depths of the abyss. The liquid surged forward, enveloping the ice with a pulse of black light. It seeped into the block, turning it murky as Liu Shi's figure within blurred into indistinction. A satisfied smile curled upon Taoist Master Whitestone's lips as he watched the corruption begin its work, erasing the soul piece by piece. Liquid moved towards Liu Shi's head as planned, but then something unexpected occurred. Instead of gradually corroding the soul, the specks of black light erupted into a frenzy, surging uncontrollably throughout Liu Shi's body. Taoist Master Whitestone, stunned and alarmed, attempted to regain control, but it was too late. The corruption vanished without a trace, leaving Liu Shi as motionless and unchanged as before, his brows furrowed in confusion and rising suspicion. Taoist Master Whitestone's mind raced. Was there some protective treasure hidden within Liu Shi's body? His gaze shifted to a faint glimmer beneath Liu Shi's robes, where something dark green shone ominously. He hesitated, considering his next move. Without opening the ice, he produced a green gourd and released a swarm of dark green insects from within. They screeched as they attempted to burrow into Liu Shi's head, but they were repelled, as if an invisible barrier held them at bay. Fury clouded Taoist Master Whitestone's thoughts. He gritted his teeth and summoned a grey flag, its runes inscribed with power that twisted the air around it. With a blood sacrifice, the flag grew to an immense size, its surface now alive with glowing runes. He sent forth a barrage of spectral skulls from the flag, their wailing voices filling the chamber. They rushed toward Liu Shi's frozen form with unrelenting force. But just as they neared, the unimaginable happened. A shadow within the ice rippled like water, and a sinister ghostly head emerged, cackling maniacally. Its eyes glowed with green flames, and with a roar, it unleashed a silver light, devouring the skulls one by one before releasing a burst of green chi that vanished into Liu Shi's body. Taoist Master Whitestone, still in shock, could only watch as Liu Shi's eyes slowly opened, clearer and sharper than before. The ice block shattered from within, sending shards scattering in every direction. Liu Shi stood tall, his body swelling unnaturally, his skin covered in shimmering golden scales, exuding an aura of invincibility. Taoist Master Whitestone's fury reached its peak as he realized his control had slipped beyond recovery. Determined, he unleashed his final weapon, a giant grey centipede, created from the same grey flag. It was imbued with deadly poison and a monstrous appetite. With a screech, it eagerly devoured black balls of toxic power, growing stronger with each one. As it crawled across the stone chamber, the air filled with the stench of death and decay, its legs marking deep, burning scars into the walls. "Kill him!" Taoist Master Whitestone commanded, his voice dripping with venom as he pointed toward Liu Shi, now a towering figure of strength. The black centipede howled, its body thrashing with fury as it darted toward Liu Shi, fangs bared and gleaming with venom. With a sickening crunch, the beast sank its fangs into Liu Shi's shoulder, its poison ready to spread. But Liu Shi, lost in his own madness, offered no resistance. Taoist Master Whitestone grinned, knowing the creature's strength. Yet his smile faltered as the centipede screeched in pain, its fangs shattering upon contact with Liu Shi's unscathed golden scales. The serpent-like creature coiled around him, desperate to pierce through the protective barrier, but failed. With a roar, Liu Shi's dazed mind suddenly cleared. He raised his head, his eyes glowing with clarity, and in that moment he declared, "I am Han Li, the greatest cultivator of the human race." In an instant, Han Li's hand pierced the centipede's exoskeleton as if it were paper, tearing the creature asunder with ease. Taoist Master Whitestone, aghast, could only stare as the once mighty beast was reduced to a harmless corpse. Han Li's gaze then fixed on the trembling Taoist master, who, realizing the gravity of his mistake, attempted to flee. But Han Li's golden light flashed, obliterating the black array with a single strike. The earth shook, and with terrifying speed, Han Li appeared before the fleeing master, sending him crashing into the stone wall with a devastating blow. Taoist Master Whitestone, desperate for his life, grovelled at Han Li's feet, offering all his treasures in exchange for mercy. Han Li, unbothered, responded coldly, offering no reprieve. After a soul search, Han Li retrieved valuable knowledge from the Taoist, then turned his attention to Liu Leia, who lay injured but alive. With a wave, Han Li shattered the black barrier trapping her, and in silence began to heal her wounds. Exhausted but resolute, Han Li sighed softly, his task far from over, yet his journey into the Immortal Realm had truly begun. In the silence of the secret chamber, Han Li sat cross-legged, his breath steady as Liu Leia's aura slowly stabilized. His hand slid into his collar, pulling out a small green vial, its surface adorned with intricate leaf patterns. A deep melancholy crossed his face as he caressed the vial, memories flooding back. After a long pause, he placed the vial away and called out to Mo Guang. A dark figure emerged from the depths of his shadow, taking form before Han Li. Mo Guang, once a powerful heavenly devilish monarch, now reduced to little more than a wisp of soul bound by the heavenly devil, Contract. With skin as black as ink and a decayed aura, Mo Guang stood before Han Li, acknowledging him with a stiff voice, his brows furrowed with concern. Questioned what had happened to Mo Guang, the figure explained his loss of spiritual nature, now existing only as a soul, forever tethered to Han Li's shadow, unable to show itself unless summoned or threatened. His memories, too, were clouded, unable to recall anything beyond Han Li's departure from the Ascension platform. Han Li, deep in thought, revealed that 300 years had passed in the spirit domain realm, with both of them missing those centuries of memories. In their current states, Han Li a shadow of his former self, his powers stripped away, and Mo Guang crippled, Han Li's only solace was the possibility of recovery through spirit medicines. Despite Mo Guang's weakened state, he still carried the remnants of his abilities, though faint. Together, they would search for the resources to regain their former strength. Han Li spoke calmly, though beneath his words lay a burning resolve. Once he regained his power, he would return to the Immortal Realm and confront those responsible for his fall. Mo Guang, bound by their contract, had no choice but to remain loyal, though his own powers were barely a whisper of what they once were. As Mo Guang dissolved back into Han Li's shadow to rest, Han Li turned to Liu Leia, who had awakened. Despite her confusion, Han Li reassured her, and in that moment, he reminded her that no matter what had changed, he was still Brother Rock to her. A tender moment passed between them, before Liu Leia's gaze shifted to the wary Taoist Master Whitestone, her unease palpable. Thus their journey continued, a delicate balance between seeking answers and recovering what had been lost. Chapter 14. Attack. Han Li, with a calm smile, reassured the trembling Taoist Master Whitestone, who had just sworn his loyalty, before rising from his seat. Liu Leia, noticing the elder's fearful reaction, relaxed slightly. Together they moved toward the stone door of the secret chamber, but Han Li halted, sensing something amiss. With a soft chuckle, he pushed open the door, revealing the turmoil outside. The Yu Manor was ablaze with flames, casting an eerie glow across the night. The distant sounds of battle, explosions, and the scent of blood filled the air. Liu Leia, puzzled, asked Han Li what was happening, but Taoist Master Whitestone only guessed that the Yu family might be under attack by enemies. Han Li, feeling a debt to Yu Qi for his past help, decided to investigate further. As they approached the front yard, the scene that unfolded before them was nothing short of hellish. The courtyard was littered with mutilated bodies, many dressed as guards from the Prime Minister's manor. A group of black-suited assailants had breached the defences, and a fierce battle raged. Han Li ordered Taoist Master Whitestone to intervene, and the elder summoned his flying sword, cutting down the attackers with ruthless precision. However, one particularly quick opponent, a Foundation establishment cultivator, managed to shield himself with a blue shield before engaging in a fiery battle with Han Li's ally. Despite his resistance, the black-suited man was swiftly defeated by the flying sword. Taoist Master Whitestone, filled with disdain, mocked the fallen foe, but quickly quieted when he realized Han Li was watching. Han Li, unfazed by the elder's arrogance, moved to a corner where a bloodied young man and a terrified woman were huddled. The woman, Xiao Wu, burst into tears upon seeing Liu Leia. The young man, barely able to stand, pleaded for help, asking Taoist Master Whitestone to save the young mistress. After brief consideration, Han Li took charge and instructed Xiao Wu to lead them to the main estate, where the young mistress was believed to be in danger. As they travelled through the manor, the bloody carnage continued to unfold, with Taoist Master Whitestone effortlessly dispatching any remaining attackers. Liu Lair was horrified by the brutal slaughter, and though she had seen cruelty before, the magnitude of the bloodshed in the Yu Manor was something she had never imagined. As the group neared the main estate, the sounds of chaos grew louder, signalling that the battle was far from over. The once grand Yu Manor now lay in ruin. A battlefield drenched in blood and destruction, corpses littered the courtyard, and only a handful of the Yu family's survivors remained, including Yu Qi and the second young master. The survivors, gripped by fear, could barely maintain their composure as black-suited cultivators surrounded them. Among these enemies, nearly 30 experts wielded deadly magic tools, closing in on the remnants of the Yu family. As the situation grew dire, 4 Yu family elders arrived, led by a core formation cultivator in a red robe, whose presence alone turned the tide momentarily. With his crimson fire bead hovering above, he summoned a massive fiery dragon, which tore through the black-suited cultivators, leaving chaos in its wake. Yet the attackers retaliated with skillful black arrows, striking down the fiery dragon and forcing it to disintegrate into nothingness. Just as despair seemed imminent, a bone blade shot through the air, swiftly decapitating the red-robed cultivator. Panic spread among the Yu elders and their resistance faltered. From the shadows emerged a sinister young man who ordered the death of every survivor. Yet, amidst the bloodshed, Yu Qi stepped forward, a flicker of defiance in her eyes. Displaying a purple and golden badge adorned with a flame design, she declared the Cold Flame sect's involvement, challenging the young man and his forces.